Right, greetings everybody. Have a little wave. Say hi to the camera. All right, I'm going to share my screen. It's the easiest way. AI and solution focus. So, as they say on the airplane, if you're on the, if this is not your destination, then go to the right place. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, oops. I just saw there was a comment in the chat. I better. Oh, how do you get the chat when? Oh, there it is. Oh, there we go. Thank you, James from Hamilton. All right, let's go solution focused in AI conversations. I'll introduce myself first. If you haven't met me already, I used the same introduction in the last workshop I just did. So I'll go quickly. Who is Matt? Well, Matt is someone who was born in Morrinsville, little farming community in the Waikato in New Zealand, now living in Timaru. Pretty much half my life in the North Island and half my life in the South Island now. So there's where Hamilton is up in the North Island and Timaru in the South Island. I'm married. I've been married 26 years now. Have two young men. One of them just left. He's on his way to Austria. He's currently in LA stopover. And he's on his way to Austria for about 9 months, possibly 8 or 9 months. And the other one is going off to Adelaide in a week's time as well. I'm a handyman, love fixing things, love building, that sort of stuff. I enjoy connecting with people and I love that. Quite a social person, but then I've got an introvert side of me too as well, I think. I love educating, helping in churches, schools, and doing workshops. I am a Christian and that motivates me in serving. I like serving people and doing good stuff as well. So this is my family. That's where I grew up in front paddock there, looking out to Mount Te Araha. Aroha in New Zealand means love. So that's the love mountain. It's got a little TV aerial on the top. So if we are to summarize solution focused and looking at that, it's about establishing an outcome, describing that outcome. It could be in the past, in the present, or the future. Describing what works is that present. What is currently working in those conversations. So all I'm doing today is just talking a little bit about that part of the solution focused approach and how I use that with AI. So there's assumptions in our solution focused. If it's not working, don't fix it. No, if it's not broken, don't fix it. If it works, do more of it. If it's not working, then do something different. So I want to focus on that. If it's working, do more of it. If it's not broken, don't fix it. So how can I use that? And how I do that in a lot of the work that I do, I like making lists, big long lists of, what else, what else, what else, what else. And I write these things down. And particularly with children, I'm using solution focused stuff with them. Um, we make a big list. So it might be like 52 things that you've achieved in 2024, 2025, whatever the year is. So rather than literally asking what else, I could just say, what else have you noticed? Who else noticed that? What other things are you pleased with? What's next? What have you noticed? Just drawing that list out and making this big long list. We make lists together, 50 things you're grateful for. I do this regularly. And in fact, I did it with two boys just 2 days ago. Did 50 each, they did. So these are like lists, things that help this person be calm. Just the list, this little list, calm. And so using ChatGPT and using AI, Grok, there's other ones as well that people use that I haven't used, so I'm not talking about those ones today. But how do we turn these lists into poems that are really helpful? So using AI, it's really important to ask the question. So someone said, I haven't really got into this. This is the really important part. because AI is kind of like a Google. In fact, when you Google something now, you get this little AI answer, right? And you go, oh, that's really helpful. I don't need to go to any websites. So AI has read every website, watched every YouTube clip, transcribed it all, right? It's all there. It knows everything on the internet. So if you want something from AI, ask ask exactly the right question that you want. Ask exactly what you want as a quality solution focused counselor, or using solution focus 2.0 questions. How would you work with this person, or what questions could be asked? Combining, if this was an interesting one, combining narrative therapy questions with solution focused mindset, create a series of questions to help a couple mend their marriage who are struggling through infidelity, or struggling because all the children have left home, struggling because the husband's wife, mother has died recently, something like that. Or using a Dr. Seuss genre, write a poem for an 11-year-old girl, and you're asking it to do exactly what you want. The key is in that detail when you're using AI. So I've used quite often questions if I'm from a Christian perspective, and I've just done one of those, a workshop about that, from a conservative biblical person or someone who loves the Bible. Give me some verses about blah blah blah, or write a Bible study about this topic or something, and it'll give me exactly that. And then if you don't like it, say, can you do more about this? And you have an interaction, you have a conversation with AI about that as well. So that's the key, is in using AI exactly what you want from it. So here's an example. Write a poem for an 8-year-old girl about sleeping through the night. That was her best hopes. Include the ideas. I said, what's worked already? Well, it makes mum happy. I want to keep mum happy. Mum believes I can do it. What else? I've done it before. Dad thinks I'm a big girl. What else? My cat Summer keeps me company. What else helps? Well, I'm safe at home. What else? I've got my dolls and that should be say Teddy. I've used dictation obviously with that. I must fix that one day. It helps. And in fact, AI actually changed that to Teddy anyway, I think. It feels good when I do it. What else? It's good to be in my own bed. So the poem came out within 10 seconds. In a world of dreams of moonlit night, a tale unfolds from a girl so bright. 8 years old with a heart so sweet, a bedtime story. Oh, pardon me. A bedtime story, a nightly feat. Mum's joy shines like stars so high when you sleep through the night. Oh my, I want to keep mum smiling wide in dreams and slumber where fairies bite. And that goes on for several other verses. So do you see how AI just took her words, put it into a poem, and reinforced the learning that we're already doing in creative way? So she took that poem home. We did this together in session, I should say that as well. So it was like we did that with her sitting beside me, and we did that together. Put some pictures on the picture as well, and just made it really, really cool. Write a poem for a 9-year-old boy that talks about being happy. That's his best hope. Include the ideas about feeling better and cared for. What else? What else helps him when he's feeling happy? What does he notice about himself? Getting treats, feeling loved by mum and dad, getting hugs from his soft toy Charlie monkey, feeling more confident. He can do it, can do anything. That's what his words. Doing good stuff, exploding with happiness. Those are his words as well. Having more energy. So the poem unfolded, and it's a lot longer than what I've got on screen here, but in a world of wonders where joy takes flight, a 9-year-old boy, his heart shining bright, with a skip in his step and a twinkle in his eye, let's paint a picture of happiness high. When the day feels grey and clouds are in sight, there's a secret remedy that makes things right. Feeling better comes from a loving embrace. Mum and dad's hugs, a comforting grace. Do you see again? And it just carried on going, but it used about Charlie Monkey and talked about doing good stuff and exploding with energy. All his words just put into a poem, opening that brain to the creative part there. And then I said, make it as a rap. So just next little conversation in ChatGPT. Yo, listen up. I've got a story to share about a 9-year-old boy with joy in the air, feeling better, with loves to spare, mum and dad's hugs are feeling so rare. Treats on the table, a sweet surprise, sugar-coated dreams, reaching the skies. Charlie Monkey, a soft toy so fly, hugs all around, making spirits high. Confidence soaring like a superhero's might. He believes he can do it, that's right. Good stuff he does, kindness in his sight, spreading joy and smiles, taking flight. So that's just, I, I couldn't do that. ChatGPT just does it and it all rhymes and it's amazing. Can you help a 9-year-old girl who's anxious about leaving her mum? She finds fidgeting, listening to Ed Sheeran, singing in her head and or out loud, cuddles and teddies, with playing with her friends or playing with her dog, Buster, also helps. So there's all these things that are going on. Here's the poem. In a world of worries, a little girl stands. Anxiety grips her heart, tightening like bands. But fear not, little child, dear child, for help is here, a guiding hand to calm your trembling fear. When leaving your mum feels like a daunting task, embrace these remedies, let your anxieties unmask. Fidgets in your hands, let them dance and sway, find solace in motion as worries fade away. And you see it goes on with all that, with all the other things that she's mentioned. So using the solution focused approach. So this is all I said was that in the quote. So here it is. It said, "Oh, if in a night when," and it's using a poetic style here as well. In the night when stars twinkle bright, hap, a miracle happened to make things just right. What would you see, and what would you when you wake in delight? Or exception questions. Can you recall a night so serene when you slept like a queen? What made that night different? Like a dream in between. When you feel strong and brave like a knight, do you sometimes find things just go right? So scaling questions, and it's put this in a poem as well. On a scale from 1 to 10, with 1 being hard and 10 being when you sleep through the night without a peep or a sigh, where would you place yourself and why? When you move up 1 point on the scale of delight, what would you notice in the middle of the night? Kind of corny, but it's like, what cool questions. 9-year-old, a 7-year-old girl using 50 things of gratitude. This is all the things. Oh, I'm so thankful for the things I do. These are all her, not all 50 things because I haven't got it all on the screen, but pretty close. Like helping others, yes, it's true. So she's grateful for that. My family, my friends, my pets, so sweet. Rusty and Rocky make my life complete. I love the food from near and far. Supermarkets and the warehouse are stars. At school, my teachers help me grow. They teach me all I need to know. So she's grateful for her teachers. She's grateful for learning. The bank gives me money safe and sound. And our planet and our great planet spins around. So she's grateful for a planet. So you can see the things in there as well. And it's just put it into a poem, reinforcing the things that she was grateful for, that we made a big list about. A poster. So this is another angle that was used. So first of all, about those things that they said. And so it did, the first poster was this, and I said, no, 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 I want a picture poster. So there's calm Lockie. So bottle flipping helps them be calm, sleeping. So this is on ChatGPT. And then I said, no, 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 I want that in landscape. So it did it sideways. So this is the original poem that we did just ourselves a long time ago. And then it's turned it into this poem. And then I asked Grok to do the same thing. So there, calm Lockie, and it's got all those things that he listed that help him keep calm, or looked around, and that's not a picture of him, that's just a Grok AI picture. And here's another version of it. Just all the things that help him. So bottle flipping, if you can see them, coloring, playing with magnets, reading, just all these things, playing in the grass, reading, drawing, whatever. All those things are his ideas, and it's made a poster for him. Also, another thing that I've used with ChatGPT or Grok, mostly ChatGPT, I've used that for about 4 years now. So it's kind of learned what I like. So this is a girl that was talking about being brave. And so Alice was 8 years old with messy hair. And so it just made this, we asked it to do a story that helps her be brave using the things that helped her be brave, like her dog and throwing the dice and things. I don't know, whatever it was. I can't remember this, but it put her into an adventure story, and we just made pictures, took photos, and made them cartoon style of her. So that's a picture of her, but made into a cartoon. Um, yep, just putting into a picture, and this is just a story. Here's another one. Oh, a grateful story. So this is a grateful Ivy. I'm so grateful, so grateful. Grateful for my house. Let's put it in bold, all the things that she's grateful for, and made it into a poem, and we just put it into a book. This is Super Don. So he was wanting to be calm. His best hopes was to be more calm. And so he talked about playing with his fidget toy, being able to put on the superhero power of being calm. That he even talks about that even today. If I asked him, his superpower is being able to be calm and say no to the angry boy that was screaming at his school, and all the things he tried. He had friends that helped him, and he just went to sleep. And all these different things, playing with his guinea pigs, all his ideas, but I put it into an adventure story when he met this little kid. So I'll just read the last page. So ignoring is good. Ignoring is my superpower. And from that day on forward, whenever trouble came his way, Super Don remembered Super Don's greatest power is ignoring what doesn't matter and focusing on what does. So that's the story that he did. This is another little a story that ChatGPT just made up about worry and wiggling and worrying, and it's about exceptions. It's just interesting that that's the kind of where it's going to do people out of jobs, possibly, if it's the kind of story that's like this. I can give you, if you put in the chat your email address, I can share this slideshow so you can read all these slower and read the details about getting through each day and talking to the worry and finding a way through it. Making a brave list. Just quite a unique one. This is another thing I used with ChatGPT, and these are things that I could spend hours doing, and ChatGPT does it in a minute. Like, and all I have to do is cut and paste it into and make these cards. So these are calming cards. These are people's I work with, their ideas, and we just put them into ideas with the pictures. And oh, some of these ideas are the ChatGPT ideas as well. So I have to say that. But then I challenge people. Oh, look, we've got all these ideas. Can you give me three more? What works for you? And so probably these later ones of like playing with fidget toys, we might have done 20, sharing times, counting numbers, singing and dancing, playing a memory game, playing Roblox, watching YouTube clips, grounding, playing sport, flipping a bottle flipping and things is a common thing that comes through that helps them be calm. Playing with a fidget spinner, making a fort, going for a run. These are their ideas that they find, like doing exercise, that sort of stuff as well. So lots of cool ideas that if you're looking for ideas. Can AI replace human therapy? Right, I'm going to pause there, unshare my screen. I'm sure you guys want to talk about this. This is the topic of the day. Is AI going to replace human therapy? So I'm going to put you into some breakout rooms so you can discuss what we've talked about a wee bit for about, let's say, 7 minutes or so. So you might say hello to each other. I've got some email addresses there. That's good. Thank you. I will look at those after. So how many people we've got here? 22. So groups, we'll do about 4 groups. Yeah, if that's all right. For maybe 5 groups. So there'll be 4 in a group, and if there's some people not talking, then you'll still have someone to talk to. Okay, and I'll just change that to 7 minutes. All right, enjoy your conversations. Can AI replace human therapists? enjoy. Hi, Yenny, if you're there. I've just put in breakout rooms if you want to click on that. Hello. We're just in a breakout room talking about AI.
Okay.
I'll
Yeah, no
put you in a
problem. I just yeah, I sorry for being late.
That's all right. I'll put you
Uh,
in a room. That's all right.
yeah,
It's just asking.
no problem.
Will I?
No problem. I will just follow through. Probably not a good
Okay.
time to jump into the ongoing
Okay.
conversations.
It's
Yeah.
only 2 minutes. Okay, you can talk to me then. Do you think
Yeah.
AI is going to replace human therapists? Was the question.
Thanks,
Can
Betty.
can AI replace humans
Yeah.
in
Let's
therapy?
see. Let's see. Let's see whether yeah, this is a really hot topic these days.
It is. Lots. The thing is, I've got some clients that I talk to that actually use AI, and then they go, "Oh no, I think I wanted to talk to a human now."
Ah. Yes, indeed. Like the email, we it's easy to detect is by AI or by people, right?
Yes.
Sometimes we more we love to reading emails with typo with some not perfect,
Yeah.
right?
True. True. That's funny. Yeah. Cool. Cool. We've only got 3 minutes to go, so then we're coming
Yeah,
back.
yeah, yes.
So, yeah. I'll tell you what I shared in my slideshow was just about using it for with lists when you make lists of things that people are doing well. What are they already doing to combat, work with their anxiety? What are you doing? What works for you? What is working? And and then using that list and putting it into ChatGPT and saying, make a poem with all these ideas. And it makes an
Mm,
amazing poem that's just rhymes and is very creative.
mm,
And or you can say,
yeah,
make a rap, do do it do,
yes.
do it like a rap. And and it just does it for you. And it's like I couldn't do that. But
Uh,
the ChatGPT, AI does it. And it reinforces, I think reinforces the good stuff that they came up with.
mm. Matt, I don't know whether this is the reality. I have a feeling that the people with the strong minds usually also self-sufficient, and the
Mhm.
people are need a mental support or need to be coached. Sometimes also uh, um, how to say have a relatively weak thinking power. So, for example, if for you, right, you have so many, you know, so many good things inside you, and you're really also very much self-sufficient to handle the challenges, right?
Hmm.
Mm, other side,
Thank
the
you.
people good at thinking through the challenges, also the people uh, with less. less thinking power.
Hmm. Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, so that's a good question about whether having connection, does AI recognize potential in a person rather than
Mm,
seeing the problem? Yeah, it's a
mm,
good way to,
yes.
yeah, which I, yeah,
Can I ask what 24 means? I thought it's 2024.
Uh,
SF24.
20 24 hours
Okay.
around the clock.
Okay.
So 24 hours non-stop conference. Yeah.
You know what? I mistook it as a kind of a the conference already running for 3 years from 2024 to 2026.
Uh, it started in 2020, actually, the first one.
Okay.
Yeah. So 2020, just
Okay.
once a year for 24 hours, all around the world. We
Wow.
we're sharing solution focused possibilities.
That's amazing. Actually, I'm employing one of the ICF coach certification program you offered from a Solution Academy.
Hmm.
Probably I will apply that.
No, I haven't heard of it. Yeah.
Is solution folks? I mean, what the relation do you have any relationship between solution folks to solution academy company?
Not sure. Yeah, I'm not the one to ask. So
Ah, uh,
solution focused is a therapy or coaching, is it?
okay, okay. So it's not a it's not a company name. It's rather a methodology.
Yeah, methodology, yes, yes. And modality, yes.
Ah, okay.
Modality.
I
Solution focused.
mistook it equal to the company named in Solution Academy.
Oh, I see. Oh, so yeah. So this is new for you, yeah?
Yeah, yeah, this new to me. I because I these days I exploring a few things on the company offered solution by Solution Academy, and sometimes they also mention solution focused this kind of word. Then I equalize you
Right.
with company.
Right.
Okay.
So management styles, leading teams of people, you can be
Mm,
solution focused with that, asking teams how to
right.
work together, have a better hope kind of thing. Yeah.
Understood. Thank you very much for clarifying this for me.
It's good. All good. Okay. Do anyone want to speak to what you discussed? Was it a hot topic?
I think it was. I spoke about, of course, I haven't done any research about whether AI can replace therapy, but I guess from just seeing a YouTube video once with Elliot Connie talking about it, but I kind of just wonder whether AI is able to anticipate the unknown space that we have to navigate, I guess, or coming from a not knowing stance, shall I say, and um,
Mhm.
yeah, and I guess I just posed the question to you directly, Matt, around what your thoughts are. Well, not well, maybe the evidence, or if there's any research that's been done around that, I guess, lately.
What do you think?
I don't know.
I want to hear other people first. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, all good.
I'm certainly
But
not
that's
the
it.
expert.
All good.
Hmm.
We kind of talked about because you asked if it could replace therapists, but some people, if they're shut-ins or they're too afraid to see somebody in person or too ashamed of what they consider their problem,
Mhm.
then they'll, of course, they might go to ChatGPT, just like somebody in my group said, if you know that you're going to be in the ER for 12 hours because they're so backed up, maybe you're going to go to ChatGPT for what's going on with you to see as a first resource. But then also there's people who need that human contact,
Mm.
need to talk to somebody face to face. So maybe, they'll take advantage of both. And it could also, like yourself, enhance your practice depending on, the clients you work with.
Yes. Cool. I'll share quickly with one lady. She was an elderly lady, about 70, an older lady. And she was asking some questions about this and this and that, and what, her best hopes. And we had a cool conversation. And she said, and we were asking what else. And she said, this morning I was thinking about asking ChatGPT about that. And I said,
Oh.
go for it. Go for it. That sounds cool. That'd
Yeah.
be fun. And you can, and I said, and have a conversation. Like if it replies, then say, no, that's not what I want. I want this. What about this? What about this? And she went away from that session. And about 3 weeks later, I got another call saying, can I have another session? And her first thing when she came, I said, what's been better is the question most of us will ask when we're talking. And she said, well, I had a great discussion. I've been using ChatGPT lots and doing this, but I thought it was about time I talked to a human again. So I said, so exactly what you're saying, yeah. What else?
I like we were saying in our breakout room, I mean, a ChatGPT will certainly take some roles. I think it would be, I don't even know what the English word is, for us to expect that it would not have a role and that it cannot take away some of the things that we do, because it will. And it already is actually. I guess the difference is because we're trained in, for example, how to answer, how to ask questions, what to ask. You have to train ChatGPT the questions to ask you in order for it to give you what will be useful. So, and that's the difference between when a trained therapist use it as a tool to improve what we do versus somebody who doesn't know therapy who needs support going to it. You don't know, it's going to give you back based on what you give it, right? And that may be where the danger lies. It might, it might grow, and it will grow beyond where it is right now. But there is the danger of, how do you know what to feed it so that it gives you, what's beneficial for it? Because
That's right.
that's the limit.
One more person comment.
That was to piggyback on Alianka, it's exactly, and that's what we talked about in our group. It's only reading what you feed it. So it's going to feed you back what you want to hear almost. Where a human being can, and I know the AI is getting, can read our eyeballs and all this stuff and whatever. But as humans, we have the ability to push your button. I don't think ChatGPT, unless it's programmed, will push your button. We'll ask you a little bit deeper question and kind of go into that uncomfortable place where someone just kind of typing in isn't going to push their own buttons, right?
Yeah, good observation. I'm going to share my next slide, which is the last slide. So if people are going to go, can AI replace human therapy? Just as these are just my thoughts. AI is a problem solver, right? Solution focused is solution finding. So outcome focused, which is not necessarily linked to the problem. So if I just put that statement there, because if you've done some solution focused training, one of the quotes often will be said that someone's best hopes is not necessarily linked to the problem. So for example, someone says, I want to give up on my alcohol. No, sorry, they've been sent because of their alcohol and problem. And when I ask them what their best hopes are, they say, I want to be a better husband and father. Nothing to do with the alcohol. And I will just paint a picture of so suppose you're a better husband and father. What difference would that make? I would be happier. I would be more of a servant. I'd be doing these things with my family. I'd spending more time with my family. When I amplify being a better father and husband, it leaves little room for the problem. So the solution focused person will just want to amplify what they really want, what their heart's desire is. And so that's a good thing. So I remember a story about a cheerleader. No, a girl who was anorexic and nearly dying, and the best hopes was to be a cheerleader. And when they just talked about being having friendship group and having it been a cheerleader, and then they didn't talk about the anorexic thing at all, the eating disorder. And all they talked about was this having been a sort of person that would be a cheerleader and a good cheerleader. And when they got to the end of that session, and 3 weeks later, she was eating again and she was doing fine because they didn't talk about the problem. The problem wasn't to do with the solution. So that's the sort of thing. I think this AI is always, and I suppose AI is going to get better and get programmed better, but at the moment it's a problem solver, which solution focused is about solutions, not problems. So is that anybody okay with that? Want to add to that? Yes, Oleanta.
No. I think that stance is true, right? However, the users of therapy do not know that when they come to you, you're going to be asking about their best hopes. They just know they have a problem, right? The solution-focused therapists know that I'm going to be talking to them about their best hopes. They don't know that. So when they go to ChatGPT, they're just going to do what they know. And because that's all they know, what comes up for me is what's the potential danger that this could actually create for the human race because people are now using robots as their therapists, right? Because as human beings, we're tweaking things around, we're checking things, but you're feeding AI the information that you think you know, and it's just going to follow you wherever you take it. So I think there is a danger there that we don't know how magnanimous that could be without, maybe I'm being negative. I don't know.
But that's the thing. I think there's also a potential there as well because if
absolutely.
we are being the counselor that's not focused on problems like ChatGPT or Grok or the AI, and we have a reputation that says, "Oh, I went to that person and we didn't really do anything with the problem, but we found a really cool solution, and I'm happier now, and my relationship's sorted out, and I'm all those sorts of things." It's like that's an opportunity for us to say, well, we are actually far superior than any AI because we have the opportunity to do solution focused work. And I think that's the difference between all the other therapies is they're problem focused. They are trying to solve the problem and find and talk about the problem, whereas the solution focused is saying, let's just look at the outcome. Let's look at solution and focus on that, because often the outcome or the solution isn't anything to do with the problem. The problem is something that's happened and can't be changed. And we want to imagine a miracle where life is without the problem, where a miracle where life is with the best hopes in that sense. So very much, what an opportunity. I'm excited to be better counselor than AI.
Matt, I thought I just add in. This is Janelle from Singapore. So I have attended last year's conference. So what happened is that Fabian and Daniel, they have actually come up with an app and feed it with a solution-focused philosophy and the questions. So we were supposed to test out. So it came out quite well. And the only thing I felt, and I shared with the group, is that it doesn't have that human instinct, riding on what Tammy has said. It doesn't pick up what is actually the outcome that you want. Although you feed it, like this was what I wanted, they will ask you what's the outcome that you want to see. But I got caught in a loop. It was just because I said I have 3 options, and it's just going through the 3 options that I fed it. And it was only much, much later, after half an hour, then it started to ask me a different question, which then gave me a breakthrough. So it can be done, but it's probably not as fast as a human. Yeah.
Maybe, yeah. I know with my ChatGPT, I've programmed it with the 2.0 solution focused. So I've said from now on, don't ask next steps, for example. Ask me about what I would notice when I'm there, not how to get there, sort of thing. So that's a little nuance of the kind of questions we want to ask. And it's funny though, sometimes because I've been using it with Bible things as well, it always throws Bible stuff into it. And sometimes I don't actually want Bible stuff. But it's just giving that anyway. So, but I don't want to say don't give me that Bible stuff, because I do want that to keep coming through. So I'm caught in maybe that's why I'm using Grok a little bit, because Grok hasn't done the same. I haven't been using Grok for as long, and hasn't got the history, and I haven't actually taught Grok what I want yet. Yeah, so interesting. We better stop there, because this was only meant to be a half an hour session. So I'll stop the recording.